Lesbian love jihad sparks mass protests in India. In a unique twist to the widely disputed love jihad conspiracy theory in India, a Muslim woman has been accused of the same after allegedly eloping with a Hindu girl. The missing duo, a 17-year-old student and her 20-year-old former teacher, have sparked mass protests and political backlash in the state of Rajasthan. The student's family accused the teacher's Muslim family of a plot to convert their daughter to Islam. However, in a video that surfaced later, the student claimed, quote, "We have left our homes by our own choice because we are both in love and want to stay together. We are lesbians, and hence we cannot marry another man as per our family's wishes." Despite this, the younger girl's family remains skeptical, accusing the older girl of brainwashing their daughter and urging for her immediate return. Both women have since been located by the police, and the former teacher has been arrested and been booked under sections of the Indian Protection for Children from Sexual Offences Act. So let me give more background. So there is a girl from a high school. She comes from a Hindu family. And she, I guess, had a relationship with this 20-year-old girl who used to be her teacher at that school. And that teacher comes from a Muslim family. I have no idea if either of these women are still practicing, but it's not like that matters to Hindu anyways.
I think not. I would guess not if they're lesbians.
I mean, there's like LGBT Muslims, but anyways, so these two women reportedly fell in love and made the decision to run away together because the woman who's 20 years old and a former teacher is actually currently engaged to a man. So the older woman is engaged to a man. And there's this other 17-year-old student, and I guess they had some form of relationship, and they made the decision to run away together because they didn't want to be forced into a marriage. And so, they ran away. Then all of a sudden there were accusations that this is love jihad, that the older woman has brainwashed their daughter and brainwashed her into converting to Islam. And then so the Hindu girl's family started filing police reports against the Muslim girl's family. I don't think the families had any knowledge of involvement in this, especially considering that the Muslim girl was engaged to a man. And they tried to run away. And they, made a video reportedly explaining that this was consensual, that this is of our own free will. This is because they're gay and don't want to be with a man and they have no other option. But they were located by the police. I don't remember if they got out of the state or not, and brought back home. And the older woman has been booked with charges of kidnapping and charges of sexual offenses and all this stuff. You have a reaction?
Kidnapping?
Yeah.
Do you think this would happen if they were both Hindu?
Yes. I think that's very, very possible, because this actually happens a lot to gay couples, particularly gay female couples, is they run away from home because they don't want to be forced into a marriage. And this actually has happened a lot before, where then the family, even if they are adults, and I'm talking to like in their mid to late 20s, and they decide to run away from home so that they don't have to be married off. The police often side with families. They forcibly, yes.
Adult women that want to leave home, the police goes and brings them back. And they say that is kidnapping, but the police is kidnapping them.
Yes. So actually, to the point that there was one state in India, I can't remember exactly where, it might have been in the South, where they put forward a bunch of LGBT protections into the law recently. And they actually included that within the LGBT protection law. They included sections in their updated progressive code to make it so that the police could not be weaponized against gay couples, because that's how frequent this is. I mean, people in India, can yourselves explain this in the live chat, but I have so many friends in India who tell me about how this is a common thing that happens. Now, however, this is a little bit, different because one of these women is a legal minor. One of these women is technically not a woman. She's a girl. She's a child legally.
How old is she?
17. And the former teacher
is
20.
Okay, so 3 years difference. That should be allowed. 3 years difference.
Yeah, but she's still technically a minor. She is still technically a minor. If this was in the United States, this could also be considered. If in the United States, under certain circumstances, this would also be considered kidnapping.
I don't think that's fair. 3 years because of 3 years difference. 17 and 20, I think that's close enough.
Okay, here's the thing. Personally, I do think that 17 and 20 is a reasonable age difference. I mean, when I was in high school and I was still 18, I was dating someone that was like 3 years younger than me, and that's like normal, right? But and then if I had continued to date that person, then eventually we would have that age difference. But I mean, anyways. But here's the one part that makes me a little bit uncomfortable. My thing is not actually the age difference. My thing is actually the fact that one of them was a teacher and one of them was a student.
Okay, yeah, that's the power dynamics
that makes me a little cautious about.
Yes.
That is more of a power dynamic potential, more potential for grooming, like that kind of situation. I don't know if that is the case, but that did raise some red flags for me, just being honest.
Yep. You're right.
But those are main concerns. But now it's turned into a lesbian love jihad conspiracy.
Okay, so again, whatever. So yeah, I don't think I think the age difference is small enough for this to not be an issue over there. I do think the main issue is the power dynamics with being a student and a teacher. That's what makes this problematic. However, who's calling it a lesbian love jihad?
Oh my God. Well, if you scroll down, Armin, we can see videos of the protests that were happening in their city.
Okay, but these people are morons. Like, no, seriously. I mean, by these people, I'm not talking about Hindus. I'm talking about the specific people. Again, when I say these people, I have to be careful about how I phrase this so that people don't think I'm being bigoted. When I say these people, I'm talking specifically about the ones who are calling this a lesbian love jihad. Okay? They being gay for Islam. That's what they're saying. They're accusing like you're being gay for the sake of Islam. You're gaying it out for Islam.
Wait, can we make that a thing?
Gay for Islam. Okay. Like I advocating for Islam via scissoring or whatever. Yeah. I'm imagining so many dirty things and like I don't know. In my head, like I can't even. I want to describe to you what I'm imagining in my head. I don't know right now.
We have to keep it family friendly, Armin. This is a family friendly program.
I'm imagining them like the Muslim one edging the Hindu one and saying like, I'm not gonna let you until you say Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar if you want the release. Allahu Akbar
if you want to come, you have to take the shahada.
Shahadat or else you're gonna be suffering. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Imagine the orgasmic way she would say the shahadat, like and like she like having an orgasm while that would be the most orgasmic shahadat ever. Oh my God. This should be a movie.
I'm dying.
But this is what these people are imagining. These are like when they say this is lesbian love jihad, they're imagining somebody just lesing it up for the sake of spreading Islam.
For the sake of an Islamic takeover of India. It's better than just Islam.
No, you're right.
Demographic engineering.
Yes, it's like you're basically, guys, this is the levels of insanity that we're dealing here. So the accusation of this being a lesbian love jihad specifically translates to this: there is a Muslim woman who's seducing Hindu women and making them fall in love with her, listening it up for the sake of spreading Islam to the point where you could make India a Muslim country. So seducing a girl to change the demographics of India. That is what the accusation of lesbian love jihad means. That's what that's the conspiracy that these people actually believe in. What is this?
Oh my god. So there's a Mustafa gave us a super chat. Thank you, Mustafa, saying Muslim pickup line, "Hey girl, I wish I was your prayer rug."
That's a good one. That's fantastic. Thank you, Mustafa, for the super chat. All right, we should move
And
on,
someone
but we have
so
others.
no, someone brought up
Oh,
a really good point,
okay.
and yeah, Shakespeare is saying, not to mention the older woman will also be tortured by Muslims for being a lesbian. I don't know if she'll be tortured, okay, but I actually do have like genuine concerns for like the safety and well-being of this older person,
That's what
of
I
the
mean.
older woman, like because
That's what
she
he that
when you're arrested and I she had to be in judicial custody for like 15 days, and then presumably she's going to go back home to her family, and I'm like so worried about this, what this woman might face, because she publicly tried to escape an engagement. Like that has major
right.
consequences to women.
So
And yeah.
again, that's why what I think she means by torture like doesn't necessarily mean like physical torture, like mental and torture as well. Also, we forgot to check the comments here. Let me see if there are any comments here. What do you want to read this one?
Well, this is just a video of a journalist
Oh,
like
here.
explaining the mob and the protests and stuff. And someone responded saying useless Fs don't protest about rising prices, scams, Dalit abuses in Rajasthan, broken infrastructures, but we'll have a breakdown over consensual relationships. Bunch of idiots.
Good comment. Good comment.
I do have some
And
questions about the consensualness given that it was a teacher and blah blah blah.
yes, you're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. Thank you
But
for keep reminding me about that. Yes.
yeah, and this is a LGBT activist in India, I believe, and he said, my heart goes out to the 20-year-old teacher forcibly engaged to get married to a man by her parents who is now facing accusations of love jihad. Have we lost any semblance of basic humanity? Have we no shame?
Right.
At the same time, if I
Yeah.
had a 17-year-old daughter like run away from home to be with a former teacher and I was a parent, I would be losing my mind.
Yes, that's fair. That's fair. Again, yeah, again, because the details are not known to us, the part that we are safe in condemning is the label lesbian love child. I'm not going to necessarily know exactly what happened here, so I'm not going to make excuses for that. This could have been something that is bad to do. Like it could have been again, I don't know the details, right? But I'm only making passing judgment on the specific label of lesbian love child. That's the only part. All right, so here's a so we'll read that one. And also this is a good comment. Oh, you removed that, never mind. So I'll just do the super chat. I'm happy with the super chat. Okay, so this is funny. Oxymoron is saying thank you so much for Oxymoron for the super chat. Is saying I love you guys, but your takes on the Gita are embarrassingly ignorant. They do not match up with traditional commentaries. I hope you find appropriate mechanism put to check on your ignorance. It's funny because I actually reviewed the traditional commentaries and they agreed with my point of view. The traditional commentaries exactly matched with my point of view, and we had oxymoron up, and he was trying to make excuses for Krishna, and they were embarrassing. And actually oxymoron's opinion on the Gita didn't match with the traditional commentaries. I actually went and spent time comparing my interpretation of the Gita with the traditional commentaries, and what the way the gymnastics excuses oxymoron was playing to make Krishna look good, even though he was being a misogynist, it was unbelievable. Even Hindus in the live chat were calling him out, like, that makes no sense. It was exactly like when Muslims trying to make excuses for the verses of Quran. Oxymoron was like that. Like, do you have verses in the Quran that specifically tells you to beat women? And then Muslims come and tell you to try the exact verses that is right in front of you, that is so clearly telling you to beat your wife. The excuses that they make for that to mean something else is embarrassingly stupid. And then when you go actually read the traditional commentaries, you're like, yeah, the text actually means what it says it means, based on the traditional commentaries. Go, actually, thank you, Oxymoron, for bringing this up, because again, I'm going to use this as a advertising again for this playlist. Again, let me put the playlist, put the link to this playlist again in the live chat. Oxymoron actually comes and tries to make excuses for Krishna in one of these videos, and you could go watch it. It is embarrassingly stupid, and it was quite clear that he didn't understand what he was talking about. Again, guys, a
I
lot
mean,
of
if we want to
Hindus.
talk about personal interpretation, Oxymoron, your personal interpretation of the actions of Lord Rama in relation to his marriage to Sita and burning her and all that stuff made him look like the weakest, most cucked out guy I've ever seen in my life. I'm like, and this is
Exactly.
supposed to be the hyper masculine, like, hero of the Hindutva fascist movement, but you make him seem like the weakest cuck in the world. It was crazy.
Yeah, so if you go watch that, yeah, exactly. There was Lord Rama misogynist. You could see that the way he was trying to explain all of that, and it make absolutely no sense. But again, guys, don't let people make you think like just because they happen to be Hindu or they happen to be Indian that they know about the scripture more than you do. With a little bit of research, you could tell that they're full of crap. Just like when many Muslims try to come out act like you need a doctorate to understand that Islam is ridiculous. You don't. It's very obvious that these are really horrible teachings if you study them honestly. And the problem is that the people who are Hindu, they have a bias in favor of their religion. So actually they are the ones who can't be trusted when it comes to when it comes to them interpreting the scripture. It's very clear that this is a very disgusting religion. And again, go check out this entire playlist. You could find the playlist on the homepage of our YouTube channel, so go check it out. I think it's very useful for people who want to understand Hinduism a little bit better. Anyways, thank you so much for giving me another excuse to promote that live stream, to that playlist. And thank you again for the super chat as well.